Live from the SEP Video Studio in Northwest Florida, it's Late Night Talk with Jamie Settle.
Hey, and welcome to Late Night Talk. I'm Jamie Settle. I'm streaming live on my personal page, Facebook page, as well as at Late Night Talk JS on Facebook, and YouTube at SEP TV HD. During the show, feel free to leave comments and I'll be happy to give you a shout out live on the show. Join in on the conversation as well and give out your thoughts. Interested in any certain topic or want to talk about something? Send a comment as well. And so we start off tonight with the cold weather that is already here and more cold coming. So I just wanted to also give out some information about the wintry weather. So cold weather shelters that are open, starting with Okaloosa County, Crestview Area Shelter for the Homeless, located at 120 Duggar Avenue, is open through Sunday evening. At One Hopeful Place, located at 1564 Percy L. Coleman Road, is open Thursday. Of course, it's past this to Friday evening. Santa Rosa County, Ferris Hill Baptist Church, 6848 Chaffin Street in Milton, open 24 hours beginning yesterday at 6:30 p.m. until 7 a.m. on Monday, January 24th. And of course, in Scambia County, that is, Inslee First Baptist Church, located at 50 West Johnston Avenue, is open for women and children. Check-in is 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Then Waterfront Rescue Mission, located at 380 West Herman Street, is open tonight through Sunday evening to men. Now, of course, just want to give you some tips on weather safety, whether or not you need these tips or if someone else needs these tips. You can pass this video along to them or you can tell them in person. There's 5 cold weather safety tips to remember. Number 1, remember to dress in layers and wear a hat and gloves. It is important to stay out of the wind and to stay dry. Also, remember to check on young children and elderly family and neighbors who are the most sensitive to cold weather. If the temperature cannot be maintained at a home, make temporary arrangements to stay elsewhere, including with friends and family. Number 2, the second tip, if cold weather is in the forecast, be sure to bring outdoor pets inside or give them a warm shelter to stay in. Tip number 3, of course, protect the plants. Cover cold-sensitive plants to protect them from dangerous temperatures. And then tip number 4, very important, cover pipes and allow outdoor faucets to slowly drip to prevent freezing and breaking. And so the last one, of course, from what I've heard on the news, is this is the most dangerous one of all. Use safe heating sources indoors. Do not use fuel-burning devices such as grills. They release carbon monoxide, which is a deadly gas. Also, make sure to use space heaters according to their instructions and be attentive to open flames. In the event of long-term power outages, be extremely careful when using generators, lanterns, gas-powered appliances, or when cooking on charcoal grills or gas grills. These appliances produce dangerous levels of carbon monoxide, which is a deadly, invisible, and odorless gas that can cause poisoning in only a matter of minutes. Equipment or appliances that produce carbon monoxide should never be used indoors. Opening doors and windows or using fans will not stop carbon monoxide buildup. I mean, I just heard this on the news today. And so the top killer is using these devices, these pieces of equipment, and even fires break out as well in the home and kill a lot of people. So we want to stay safe for we just need to stay safe. And so so we've got right here, I'm going to show you the 7-day outlook for weather, and we'll play it right now. Of course, tonight we'll get down to 33 degrees, a light shower possible. Saturday through Sunday should be pretty nice, but pretty cold as well, with the highs being in the low 50s and the lows in the mid to upper 20s. Then Monday comes a 10% chance of rain, 58-45. And then Tuesday is our big rainmaker, 93% chance with 60 as the high and 38 as the low. And then Wednesday and Thursday, 0% with the highs in the low 50s and the lows in the upper 20s, lower 30s. And so we have that to look forward to, or to not look forward to if you don't like the cold weather. And so I'm just making sure and seeing basically if I've got some comments rolling through. I don't want to miss it. And so if you're watching, give me a comment and let me know that you're watching. I've got a couple of things up here to make sure that I don't miss your comment. And so please be safe this week as temperatures drop. And so, but yeah, the show here, basically, what it's all about is I'll bring up topics, different types of topics each week. Sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's lighthearted, sometimes it's both, and all over the place, really. If there's anything local that catches my attention, of course I'm going to bring it up and let you know about it. And if you know of anything, please let me know. Another thing that kind of wanted to talk about was my business that I've set up, which is called Settle Entertainment Productions. This had been a dream of mine since high school, middle school, high school. I set up the name for it. It was Settle Entertainment, and then I put the productions in it later on. And I've just gone from there to here now. And so that's pretty much what's happened before. I would do a lot of videos at my house during high school and just doing it for the entertainment value for me. A couple of my friends would join me in making some videos as well. And then early 2000 up to now, did wedding videos, other services, dance recitals, just anything video, as well as VHS to digital conversion and transfer. So doing a lot of that, and I want to do more. Of course, I'm trying to nickname my company SEP Video for short. I think Settle Entertainment Productions is a little bit long, and so you can also find me at sepvideo.com. That's my website there. Now, of course, the future of what I want to make this is to be able to create content like I'm creating now, but create a lot more shows. And I want to, as I've been talking about before, is creating a good news program. We all are faced with bad news all the time, and there's hardly any ever any good news. And so this is just going to be focused on that. We're going to try to find goodwill stories. We're going to also include the weather, even though that can be bad. There's a lot of opportunity to be able to tell our viewers and inform all of you how to keep safe. And so that's the good news right there, is to be prepared for all these events. And so it wouldn't be anything with politics or any negative. If we had to, we would try to present it in the most positive light. So there's going to be more to come about that a little bit later on. But just wanted to give you a little glimpse of what may be to come. And so, but one of the things that we've added now to our late night program is late night pets. And so we finally got to that segment. And so we're going to introduce you to, let's see, I've got to get this up. There we go. We're going to introduce you to Prissy, which is a Maine Coon cat, 4 years old, and her owner is Lori Justice. And so we also have Tinkerbee, Prissy's son, will be 3 years old on March 9th. And then we have Ruffles, which is 6 years old and is a dachshund and an Australian Shepherd mix. And so we've got a little bit of a video that I want to play for you of all 3 of Lori's pets. And there we have Lori's pets there. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Lori. And if you have a pet that you want featured on this show, please send me a message. Send me an email at jtsettle@sepvideo.com. And so I want to show your pet off for the world to see. And so now it's time for the top 10 things to do inside. Since we have the cold weather here and we don't want to get outside, we don't want to get sick, we don't want to just freeze to death, basically. And so I've come up with a top 10 list of things to do inside while we go through the cold weather. And of course, we've got number 1. We have a costume party or a costume night. Generally, the only time we get away with putting on costumes is on Halloween. It is so entertaining to put on a costume and play. Host an evening where everyone has to dress up in a costume. Eat your dinner that evening all dressed up, play games, and just have a party. You can even make it a themed costume party by choosing a time era or movie characters. Shape it to meet your needs. And so number 2, we have throw an indoor picnic. Set out a picnic blanket and basket of food and eat your dinner as though you were having a picnic. Just having variety in your family life brings you closer together as a family unit. Events like this are often the catalyst for a fun-filled evening. Then, of course, number 3, which is my favorite, is film a newscast. The technology, of course, today exists in the form of a smartphone. Smartphones come equipped to make videos. Set up and make a newscast of events that are going on locally or events that are taking place in your family circle. Family circle. This will also help everyone learn to speak in public. So you get good at that as well. Doing this at home is an unusual way to interact as a family. And of course, you don't have to even keep it private. You could actually go Facebook Live or YouTube Live and do it for the whole world to see and see how people like it. Be the change that everyone is looking for and make a difference as well. And so that's a fun way. Join me, have your own show. And so number 4, though, have an indoor-outdoor scavenger hunt. Now, of course, you probably want to do it indoor, unless it starts snowing, which it's not in the forecast. Everyone loves hunting for hidden things. Type up a list of things that need to be found and give everyone a list. The things can be found inside your home or even doors around the yard if you want to go outdoors. Put a time limit on how long they have to locate the articles. Be creative. You can even put some things in form of clues so everyone has to figure out what the object is. Have a small prize for the winner. So you could even go to the $1.25 store and get a gift there for the winner. Then number 5, you can host a themed movie night. There are many movies that have sequels. Pick a genre that your family would enjoy. Plan for a whole evening of back-to-back viewing of the movies. Make sure you have plenty of popcorn and snacks on hand. Oh, also, if you want to have popcorn and you want to have it a fun way, you can go to the Dollar Tree. They have these popcorn buckets and different sizes and things like that, and they're, of course, $1.25. And so that can add to your movie night. And so if you want to be really creative, find props that go with the movies and set them out. You can even make a dessert that matches the movie theme. May the Force be with you. Then we have number 6, have a karaoke night. Plan an evening of karaoke. This is a great way to spend time together. Play some karaoke songs from YouTube. This is an evening of lots of laughter and joy. Everyone loves to sing. Even those who might not have a singing voice like to bust out on karaoke. So you can look up. You don't even have to have CDs or music or buy music downloaded. You could go on YouTube and look at songs that you want to karaoke to. You can either put the name of the song and put karaoke, or you could put the name of the song and then type in instrumental. So that's a great way to just have some fun with the family. Then number 7, do a puzzle. Puzzles are great. Puzzle making is a calming way to spend time together at home. Hours can be spent finding just the right pieces to add to the puzzle. The best part is when you see the finished product. This isn't a one-night activity, so you can set it aside and set it to a place where it can be undisturbed. You can find mats that roll your puzzle up when you aren't working on it. If you have a spare table that isn't in daily use, you can lay it there, on display and readily available to continue on when you have time. Then, of course, this is interesting too. Number 8, have a photo shoot. Gather together some props, outfits, take family pictures. This can go along also with the costume night as well. Get the outfits. Make sure each member has individual shots as well. Acting as a professional photographer, be creative in photos you take. Take funny pictures. Take serious pictures, take candid shots. The joy of digital photography on the phone or on a digital camera is that you can take as many pictures as you want and delete what doesn't work. Make sure to add some props to make it interesting. And of course, you can share it on Facebook and this is great too, because if you do any of these, I'd love to have some pictures of what you and your family's done, and we can share it on the air next week. Then what comes up at number 9 is invent your own board game. Discuss what type of game you want to make. Design the board together. Make the rules that will need to be followed. Make the game pieces that you will need. And then play the game that you invented. Coming up with a game and the rules you want to make is an awesome time of interaction with one another. The result of your collaboration will be so exciting to view and play. You can even take action figures and have them as the playable pieces for your board game and all that. Now, of course, this is something, number 10, something that I've done when I was in high school. Dad actually set this up, and this was really cool how it ended up. And I may just do this year, tomorrow or the next day, whenever it's freezing weather outside. But this is one of the things outside that you can do, is you can set a sprinkler on during one of the freezing nights to make a winter wonderland in the morning. You can set it up. What we did years ago, we were on a road with not many houses, so the lot next door was just woods. Now we've got a house next door here, and so we set a sprinkler up, and so it sprinkled all night back and forth on the trees, and come morning time, it just looked very, very wintry, and so I videotaped it. I've got footage of it. I thought about sharing that, but the video footage just looks so old that probably wouldn't look as good as I wanted it to. But anyhow, so there are your 10 things that you can do while it's freezing cold outside to keep you warm. And so last week we had a trivia question, and the question was, how long is a moment? And so this was really interesting to me because I had no idea that there was a set time for a moment. And so the answer is 90 seconds. 90 seconds is a moment. The term as we know it was put into use by 8th century monk Saint Bede the Venerable, according to Science Focus. I don't know if I butchered his name. You can tell me if I did or not. He apparently used it to describe a span of 90 seconds. And so now you know how long a moment is. So when you tell somebody or you hear somebody say, "Give me a moment," you can count 90 seconds. And if it goes past, you can tell them your moment has passed. Anyhow, that was fascinating. But we do have a new trivia question for today. And so we have something that is local And I'm sure many of you know this. And if you know it, tell me in the comments. And if you're watching this later and no one's guessed it, let me know what you think. So this has to do with Pensacola. Pensacola is home to several historic and important old forts that are no longer in use. Which fort is not one of ours? So this is multiple choice. A, Fort Pickens. B, Fort McRae. C, Fort Barrancas. Or D, Fort Morgan. So, the question, of course, Pensacola is home to several historic and important old forts that are no longer in use. Which fort is not one of ours? Fort Pickens, Fort McRae, Fort Barrancas, or Fort Morgan? So let me know what you think. And we'll reveal the answer next week, and we'll reveal where the fort is. And so it comes to that time again where we have just run out of time. And so thank you so much for joining us. We'll have more fun next week. And remember, come with comments and everything, and we'll get back with you. Have a great weekend.